What does it feel like to return to a badminton court, not as a competitor, but as a guest, inspiring the future generation?
A very good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for having me, and of course it's amazing to be here. I mean, to answer your question, yes, not as a badminton player, but outside badminton, it's really great to be here in Atlanta, and of course seeing all the youngsters here is definitely a proud moment because I heard they're playing a tournament here, and firstly I would want to wish everybody all the very best, and it feels really nice because coming not as a badminton player, but apart from badminton being here, seeing the players play, I think it's really good to see a lot of youngsters, and I can see a lot of girls and boys who are really energetic here. When I came in, I could hear everybody cheering. So I think I want the same energy, to be there on the court when they are playing. But I think it's amazing to see the stadium, amazing to see the facilities here, and of course amazing to see all of you. And I think it's great to be here once again.
Audience, if you can please maintain silence when she's talking, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Good evening, Sindhu. It's an honor to meet you in person.
So I have a question for you. You have played some of the most intense matches of your career. Okay, let me repeat the question. You have played some of the most intense matches of your career. Which match taught you the biggest lesson, and what is it?
Well, I think I've played a lot of matches, yes, and I think each match is I've learned something or the other because there were lots of ups and downs in life. I won some, I lost some. Of course, you lose a lot more. You win a lot more, and you lose a lot more. But I think when you lose, you know what it is, and you learn from your mistakes. But for me, I don't say just one match, but I think every match, every loss actually taught me a lot more, and since the time I started playing until now, I think it's been a journey, it's been a task, it's been where I learned a lot. At the same time, of course, you get upset when you lose, but at the same time you come back much more stronger. I think that's very, very important, that you have to bounce back stronger. That's very important. Yes.
Very inspiring. Thank you. Alright, Sindhu, next question. Sports is not just physical, there's a lot of mental aspect to it. So as a player, how do you stay calm in a grandeur event like the Olympics? What do you do to prepare mentally to improve that aspect of the game?
Yeah, I think it's very important to stay not only physically but also mentally strong, because there will be situations where you come across where when you're playing a match and when nothing is going right, you actually break down at times, or you think everything is over and you're mentally you get low. I think in those situations it's very important to stay calm and keep going. So for me, if I have to say an example where there were matches where I was actually trailing and I was about to lose, but actually that one point actually changed the game and I won that game. So I think that is, in 2020 when I played the Olympics against Yamaguchi, I was down literally like 19-13. But I think I just felt to myself that I need to fight that every point, because the points didn't matter to me, or the score didn't matter to me. It's just that one point at a time. And I was just focusing on myself, and I just stayed calm and I just played my game. And I think it automatically changed the mindset, and I won that game actually. So.
Usually have a real Sindhu. Okay, so all of us here see the medals, the smiles, the celebrations, but not everyone sees what goes behind the scenes. So what does a typical day of a training look like for you when you're preparing for a tournament?
So I mean, it's not just for tournament, because obviously you know that every day matters, every training session matters, and train like 6 to 7 hours sometimes, 7 to 8 hours sometimes. So it depends on every individual how you train and what you do. Some might need to be physically strong, like when it comes to endurance or when it comes to strength. But some might need to have that. On court, your movements need to be faster. You need to be agile on court. You need to be faster. For some of them, it's like you need to be deceptive. You need to learn to be deceptive. So every individual has different mindset, different style of play, different game. So I think it depends on every individual. But I think it's very important to actually be physically on and off court. You need to be stronger. It's not just you play on court for like 3 hours and you think that it's done. But it's not. Off court also you need to train accordingly where you are, you can actually stay on court for a longer period of time. So for that, you need to make sure your endurance levels are very strong, and you need to have that stamina to stay on court for a longer period of time. At the same time, if you wanna, hit those smashes harder, you have to actually have some kind of weight training sessions. Again, it depends on every individual what weight you actually lift, and you need to accordingly train. So I think it's very important to make sure that you are dedicated and you train every single day, because people might think that I've trained for a month, I've trained for 2 months, why am I not actually winning those tournaments? But it takes years and years of hard work to come to a level. I think that is where you need to understand that people might think, oh, I'm losing in 1 year, I've trained so hard. But for me also it took so many years to come to a level, and I think that's why I'm here today.